so many versions of these iconic characters, and I've yet to see any of these companies take on one of the most iconic villains in video game history. How much longer can I endure this? From first party to third, who can take on this challenge? I've been waiting for this moment. Allow me to share my review. What's going on, my fellow first-class soldiers? Brooklyn Wolf back at it again with another review featuring SEPHIROTH, produced by GAMETOYS. To say that I've been waiting ages for a 6-scale representation of SEPHIROTH is an understatement. Over 20 years of collecting, I've yearned for 12-inch figures of anything Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy VI, as that is my favorite of the entire series, with 7 being a close second. GameToys, if you're listening, please consider Final Fantasy VI. I need my 7. He suplexes trains. He suplexes trains. Anyway, back to SEPHIROTH. Like the millions that were shocked by his addition in Smash Bros. Ultimate, I was just as equally surprised by the very existence of this figure. Everything about him is amazing, from his head sculpt, the paint application, the outfit, and accessories such as his one wing that's made of real feathers, and his ridiculously long sword made of real metal. And finally, an additional head sculpt beautifully created by the designers over at GameToys. As phenomenal as this figure turned out, there are some things that are holding it back from being truly flawless. For starters, the figure is very sturdy. However, his outfit feels very delicate. It's made of a very soft pleather material that feels like I could break it if I pushed the figure just a little too far. And the method to attaching the wing to his back, it's not the most elegant solution. This black piece here has an octagonal peg that fits into this gaping hole in his back. When you combine the black piece and the wing and slot it into SEPHIROTH's back, it holds just fine and it looks great. But at what cost? Not gonna lie, that gaping hole in his back, it's pretty ugly. But I'm never gonna display him with his back facing me. But if I did, I'll have to angle him where that side of his back is never visible, or I'll have to keep that accessory pegged in there forever. And one final complaint is, well, that's not right. It's not a complaint, it's more of a nitpick. 90% of the time, I like to display my figures without the aid of a display stand, especially when the figure is just doing that standard stoic power A stance. With regards to SEPHIROTH, I'd actually suggest using a display stand. Due to his design, there's a bit of a balancing act you need to do to make him stand there all intimidating, and much of the weight that throws this figure off balance comes from the hair. His long, beautiful hair. So pretty. Anyway, because of the balancing act, this is why I wish more 6-scale figures use ratchet joints. They're not the end-all be-all solution, but they provide extra stability so your figures don't take a nosedive off of your shelf. No words can express how much I appreciate GameToys for allowing me to fulfill this dream. It's time for a death battle! Oh, I gave that a shot. And we all know who wins this. Come on, you're asking a Dante fanboy. I love Sephiroth, but come on, it's Dante. And if any of you watching this has to ask, yes, Sephiroth is that tall, and appropriately so. He is a tall, imposing character that dwarfs just about everyone in the game, except for maybe Barret. And this attention to detail goes to show that the designers over at GameToys are big fans like the rest of us. And as a fan, I am slightly bummed that this is an unofficial product. This is a topic I tend to avoid with regards to third-party figures, but I should address it. I do wish this was official, but SE are so stubborn with their licensing. I ain't gonna lie, I am willing to compromise my morals to satisfy my collecting needs. And hey, if SE decides to take their heads out of their asses and produce 6scale figures of their characters, I'll buy them. They just need to make them. Well, enough of my mental gymnastics. This is how much GameToys loves this character. Look at the box. For a third-party figure, all they had to do was slap a graphic on the box and call it a day. But they went above and beyond. It's little things like this that prove GameToys are dedicated to making this and their upcoming Cloud figure the best Final Fantasy figures on the market. 3 releases in so far, with their 2 previous Ichigo figures and now this. My expectations are at an all-time high, and I am eagerly awaiting their Cloud figure. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.